What is up, guys? This is Ghost Yoshi here, and before the episode starts, I really just wanted to say, if you guys have been enjoying this series, please like and subscribe on these episodes. I noticed that a lot of you guys aren't subscribed. It's actually like 98% of my viewers aren't subscribed to the channel. So if you guys would like and subscribe on this video and future videos, that would be greatly appreciated. But yeah, I will hand it over to past me, and hopefully you guys will enjoy the video.
What is up, everybody? This is Ghost Yoshi, and welcome back to episode 5 of All the Mods 9 to the Skies. So today we're going to do something a little different than what I said last episode. We are actually going to work on a mob farm, and to do that I actually need to expand the base a little bit to make a platform for a mob farm, as well as a platform for a passive animal farm, because to make a mob farm I need to get fans, which if I go to here and I type in mob for mob grinding utils, I'm actually going to need these fan height, width, and distance upgrades, which all take feathers. So I need to farm chickens, which I need to build a normal field for that so passive animals can spawn. But before I do that, I'm going to show you guys what I did off camera. So as I promised last episode, I sieved a little bit more dust, got a bunch of redstone going so we can progress power wise in future episodes, and that's really all I did. So before I go off camera to expand, I actually want to upgrade my jetpack here. So I'm gonna try and upgrade it all the way to emerald if possible, which to do that I need to make a diamond one, and then a gold one, and then an iron one, as well as a stone one. But they all have very similar recipes besides this advanced coil and see, this ultimate coil, which they're all very similar to the first jetpack I made. So instead of showing you guys how I made that, I'm actually just gonna cut to when I make the jetpack. But I figured I would get on camera and show you guys that that's what I'm doing before I go and expand the base. So I'll be back when I make the jetpack and I'll show you guys how it works. Alright, so I made this emerald jetpack, which is actually the tier 5, so it's the max jetpack that we can have. And the issue that I'm seeing with it right now is that it takes 48 million FE. So I don't even think I have enough to even charge that anywhere close to where I need to. But as of right now, I'm just going to take it and charge it as much as I can. And then we'll use it from there. I think I'm going to take like half of this power. Don't really want to take all of it. All right. So now let's put it on. Oh, by the way, also at the end of last episode, I upgraded my dank, or I guess off camera. So it holds a little bit more now. It's not really an important thing. Whoa, okay, this thing flies way faster. So this is the max tier. I fly extremely fast now, which is really cool. And if I press H to turn on the hover, I actually fly almost identical to how you would if you have creative flight, which is really nice. But I also go through power tremendously fast. So I do see us having to upgrade our power in the near future. But yeah, so now that I did that, I'm going to quickly go and expand the base to allow us to make these 2 farms.
Alright, I'm back, guys. It's been a couple of days actually since last recording. I did what I said I was going to do. I built a little mob farm off camera, and I built a little bit of a animal area off camera. Sadly, I built this animal area first, hoping that animals would spawn, but they have not, and I know the reason for that. I'm actually going to go into that here soon. So we're going to need to get a different way for them to spawn, which shouldn't be too bad. We'll make that pretty easy. But this mob farm here, I know it looks pretty massive, like a little bit of a monstrosity, but it's actually probably the most efficient mob farm I've ever seen in a modded skyblock, or just a mod pack in general. I actually set it up to where, oh, let me make sure my jetpack's on here. Okay, so I set it up to where everything is tinted glass, and we're actually going to get fans here going. So we're going to get fans in each direction here, and we're going to get fans there going, and then we're also very fast. We have these little chambers up here. I'll show you where we're going to put fans up here. And what these are going to do is they're going to push mobs in to drop into this witch water, which will actually transform our skeletons into wither skeletons, allowing us to get wither skeleton skulls without having to go to the nether and kill a bunch of wither skeletons. So it makes it a very efficient mob farm. So one thing that I do need for this mob farm is I need 3 mob mashers. I need, I think, 12 fans, if not 13 fans. I need a vacuum hopper, a chest, and then a bunch of fan upgrades, which I'm actually I'll edit in the video here the amount of resources that I need. It's a crap ton of resources, so I'm gonna again cut while I go harvest all those resources. But the first thing I wanted to do is, because the fan upgrades, if I look here and I search up fan, these upgrades here, the width upgrades, they need feathers, and that's one thing we needed the actual plains, like passive animal farm for, is the feathers to kill chickens. But because none of them have spawned, the pack actually thought about this. The other people on the server have taken up all of the passive spawn capacity, so on their islands there are a bunch of animals that are just sitting there, which is stopping me from being able to spawn animals. So to prevent that, the pack has come up with these things called gate pearls, which take 8 flowers and an eye of ender. And actually what this one does here, the Emerald Grove, it spawns cows, sheep, and chickens. So basically everything we need to spawn. And luckily, while I was building that mob farm, an enderman spawned, dropped me an ender pearl, so I can make an eye of ender. Actually, I got 2 ender pearls. And let me see. This one's the flowers, so we will grow in here, grab. So let's just do dandelions. And we can make this here. So we make this gateway pearl, right? And I'm assuming this will allow me to spawn those animals. Let me see what this villager has to trade here. Tome of Enchanting, nothing I need. So while I was off camera, the bunch of wandering traders spawned, and I got really lucky. Got this sword that has looting 4 on it, which will allow me to get more feathers per chicken, allowing me to get the upgrades much faster than I normally would. So hopefully the grind off camera won't be too long. Also, I wanted to show you in this chest here, I do have a couple feathers. It's because I killed a couple chickens on my friend's island because he told me to. I have these spawn eggs here, which I actually got from killing mobs with this sword because it has capturing on it, which makes mobs have a chance to drop their spawn egg. It's actually really nice enchantment. But those spawn eggs I got aren't the best, besides this chicken one, which I'm not going to use because now I have this thing. So I'm actually going to go over here to this animal area, and we're going to spawn some animals and see how it works. Let's go in the one that has more land. It's this one. And I'm going to separate the animals out. Not enough space to open gateway. Oh. Okay. Very interesting. So it's like a little boss fight almost, or something like that. Wait, oh, I have to fight stuff. Okay. I did not know that. Very cool. Okay, well, I guess I get free mob drops from this. I got hay. Nice. How many waves are there in this? Oh. Luckily, I got armor from wandering traders while I was off camera, which is really nice. Or I would probably be dead here. Oh, that completed a quest for killing spiders. Nice. Oh, there's 4 waves. Okay, 4 waves. So we got 2 more. Did not know this was a wave game mode. Oh, these spider eyes actually will come in handy because for the mob farm, we're gonna upgrade it to dreadful dirt, which spawns mobs much faster. And to get that, you need these rotten eggs, which you get by feeding a chicken this feed cursed, which actually just gives them, it makes them drop this egg, which turns a 5x5 area into dreadful dirt, which is a really nice thing. Wave time expired. I don't know what that means. And it seems like the thing didn't work. Well, that's not good. So I'm going to be right back, and I'm going to figure out why that didn't work. All right, so I think the reason that happened is because I did not have all the mobs that spawn dead. So let's make another one here, and let's spawn it in this open field, or this open platform, and see if that works, and I'll just lead the animals over when they spawn in. That way I at least know what spawns out of this, and we'll see how I do. Yeah, because it gives the enemy amount, so I'm assuming that there was like a spider or something in a tree that I missed, and I wasn't able to kill it. So I'm assuming that's what made the wave timer run out. So a little note for you guys, make sure you do these wave modes or whatever in an area that you have enough space to understand and see what comes out of it and what spawns from it. Because if you miss one mob and the wave time goes out, you lose all the items that you put into it. Hopefully when we're off camera I get another ender pearl so we can build that vacuum hopper for the mob farm. Oh, I'm gonna die here. Let's eat real quick. Heal up. You guys are a little strong. A little strong there. I almost died to them. That's not good. Try not to die here. I like that it gives like rewards per wave. That's really nice. Oh, this guy's a boss. Oh, not the baby zombie. I'm not the best at the newer PvP, like the newer PvP style, but I guess I'm not the worst. This guy's like not very much health. I'm taking 2 hearts each time. Alright, I think that was everything. Yeah, okay, so that time we did get all the animals. So now I should be able to lead them all into their pens. Oh my gosh, they gave a lot of resources for that, which is really, really nice. So I'm gonna go real quick, and I'll be back when I lead all these guys into their pens. Alright, so I got all their animals in their pens here, and I have like pigs over here, and cow here, sheep here. They get the nice big lake side, and then I got the chickens over here. So as I said earlier, the chickens are probably the most important thing that I need right now. I need those feathers really bad. And actually, for me to complete this mob farm, I have a list here of what items I need, and I'll put it on the screen to show you guys how many resources this is going to take. But I need 446 iron ingots, 24 sticks, 9 diamonds, 176 redstone dust, 52 stone slabs, 225 feathers, 3 obsidian, 1 eye of ender, and 1 chest. So that is just to get the functionality of the mob farm. That doesn't include like the cursed soil and things like that for the mob farm. So I'm gonna cut here and get these chickens bred up, get some feathers going, so we can hopefully get this mob farm up and going by the end of this episode. Alright, so I'm back. I actually did a little bit more farming, as you can see over here. I got all these chickens going to get the feathers. Got some more pigs, cows, and everything so they don't despawn. And I actually set aside everything that we're going to need to make these resources for our mob farm here. And it's quite a lot of resources, like, as you can see. But it'll be put together fairly quickly. And I also set aside these things here, which is what we're going to use to make our mob farm. The one thing we don't have here is we need obsidian to make this absorption hopper. So, to get obsidian, there's a little different way to do this. If you guys remember the porcelain crucible that we made a little bit ago, I think it was episode 2, maybe episode 1, where we made clay and we're able to make lava through smelting the clay down, making the crucible, and then putting cobblestone in that crucible. So now I'm actually going to take that crucible and I'm going to go over here to witch water and put some lava in there to make some netherrack. That's really important. We need some netherrack. And now that we have this netherrack, I can put this down. I'm going to put it there. And I'm going to quickly make a flint and steel here. As you can see, we're running a little short on iron. So I might have to do some off-camera sieving. And I'm going to make a flint and steel. Take this flint and steel, set that on fire, and then put this crucible on top. The fire actually gives a 5 times multiplier for how quickly this crucible makes lava, which is much better than the torch or the campfire we had. The torch gives a 1x, and then the campfire gives a 2x. So by having that fire, we get lava much more quick. I'm actually just going to take this cobblestone here, put that in there. See, it's quickly making it 5 millibuckets a tick. Oh, I did not think about... Okay, let me replace this wood real quick with some stone, so it doesn't burn my base. Hopefully, yeah, there's no... Okay. So, once I get this lava here going, I can show you guys how to make the obsidian, which is really important and really needed. And I think next episode, we're actually going to automate getting some resources like obsidian. That way we can use them later in the future. And also next episode, hopefully we can go to the nether. So what you do to get obsidian, let me see, let me fill this up here to make sure. What you do to get obsidian is we need something called a stone barrel. This one is kind of similar to the barrels that we made up top there that hold our water and witch water. But this barrel will actually be placed down here under the water. And what you can do with that is you put your lava in that barrel and it will turn it right into obsidian, so you're able to get obsidian. It's very easy. It's not difficult at all, but I just haven't done it yet. Now, so let me go up here because I know I put another thing of water in. Let me make sure I get rid of these mushrooms so we don't have extra mushrooms going up here. So yeah, we're gonna get this obsidian going when this cobblestone is done, and I will be back when I have the 3 obsidian. So I'll see you guys then. Alright, so we now have those 3 obsidian, and we have all these resources. So let's get started on what we're making here, and I will once again give the list out so you guys can know what we're gonna make here. So we're gonna make 3 mob mashers, so let's make that first. We gotta do a couple iron swords. Let's do 6, I think, is what I needed. And we'll do 2 iron blocks. And that should make 2 spikes. We need 2 more swords. 1 more block of redstone. 1 more block of iron. Alright, that makes 1. Okay, so I need to make a couple more swords. It's 3 per spike, so I need to make... That will make 1 more mob masher. Alright, so we're running out of space here in my inventory. But it's a little bit of a process, but hopefully we can get this figured out. Okay, so we got 2 more spikes. Let's make... There. Let's make a little bit more. So that should hopefully get us the rest of the spikes we need. Alright, we got 2 more spikes now. And now we need to make 3 more swords. That's why we had the perfect amount of sticks. And we make 2 more of those. 2 more of these. And now we should make... Okay, so we have those 3 mob mashers. So the mob mashers are done. Now we need 13 mob fans. So the mob fans aren't that bad. We just need 13 blocks of redstone here. 13. And we should be able to make them instantaneously. Okay, so we got all the fans we need. Now we need 33 with upgrades. 33. So let's get that number. And hopefully I did my math right. If not, that'll be pretty embarrassing. And then we'll need 28 distance upgrades. Let's get 28 going here. 28. And we need this vacuum hop, or this absorption hopper, sorry. And that should be all of those. And then we need this advanced tank, which we need this basic tank for. And which we need... Oops, I got rid of it by accident. And, okay. So now... I had an extra iron, redstone, and feathers, which leads me to think I did my math wrong for the upgrades, but we're going to go place these and see what happens. Okay, so let's come over here. And actually, let me get some blocks from my chests. I keep pressing the wrong button for my jetpack. I keep pressing C when the engine is bound to V. So I need to remember that. I'm actually going to go in. See, I did it again. I'm going to go over here. And these 3 spots here is going to be where the mob mashers sit. So I'm going to put that there, like that. And then I'm going to fly out here. And I'm going to place these mob mashers facing this. So if you place them the wrong way, like they're facing up. If you place them looking at this block, they're going to be placing sideways, which we don't really want that in this scenario. So I want to make sure that they're facing upwards here, so they have a block underneath. And the way to activate them is you actually need a redstone signal. So I'm going to come out here, come over here again. We're going to get some cobblestone. This is just because most of the resources from mob grinding utils require redstone to be turned on, which means they don't require power. They just need that simple redstone signal. So I'm going to put 3 levers here, right? And we're going to come down here, and I'm actually going to mine these blocks because they're no longer needed. And I'm going to come below these, and I'm going to place a... Can I not do it? Maybe it won't let me. I'm going to actually place it here. And I'm turning all of these on. So all the mob mashers now should be spinning. Yes, they are. So in this case, these don't only work on mobs, they also work on players and, or I guess just players. So if I step on them, they're actually going to damage me a lot. So I don't want to step on them. It's something that is pretty bad. And then what I'm going to do here is I'm going to place this fan. And the fan also has the directional placement. So you want to make sure you get the fan placement correct. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come here and hit show UI. So it's going to put the fan right up to this glass. That's exactly where I want it to go. And then just to make sure that it gets all the mobs there, I'm going to put 1 width upgrade in there. And it's going to push in this 3x3 area. So it's going to make sure all the mobs get pushed into these 3 mashers here when they fall. So now I can hide this area. And I can make another lever here. And turn that on. So if I went in here, I'm actually going to eat so I don't die here. If I was a mob and I went in here, I would fall on this and then get immediately pushed into the mob mashers. And that's the goal, to make sure that the mobs get pushed in those mashers so they die and we get their drops. Let me try and get out of here now. Okay. So, now that we have that set up, I'm actually going to come back over to the main base. And I'm going to grab some glass, some tinted glass here, which is the glass I was using to make this mob farm. Make it look good so we can see all the mobs as they fall to their death. And I'm going to go now up into the farm. And we're going to do this little setup here, which is going to be a little bit advanced. So if you guys are wanting to build a farm like this, just follow along. It's gonna make sense when you see it all. But we're gonna come here and we're gonna place all of these fans down like this. I'm first placing the middle ones. That way I'm able to see their area. So I'm gonna go around and press show area on every single one of these. Because me being able to see the area allows me to understand what's being covered here. So you see it doesn't reach out here, so what I need to do there is I need to put at least 2 distance upgrades in this, right? So now it reaches the hole. I need to go over and do all of that for every single one of them. And this one, I'm actually going to do 2 width upgrades here. So it's going to cover these 5 blocks here. And I'm going to do that for all 4 of these. So we're going to put 2 and 2. And we're going to put 2 and 2, and we're gonna put 2 and 2. Alright, so that covers this whole area here where the mobs will be pushed, but this area here is not covered, which is why this is here. So these fans will push the mobs into the other fans. So these need 1 distance upgrade to push them in, and they also need 2 width upgrades. Actually, it needs 3 width upgrades. I think I did my math right. We will see. If not, I will make more upgrades. So this should need 1 and 3. And it should be in the other area. Yep. This should need 1 and 3. And it should be within the area. And this should need 1 and 3. And the way to see if this works is I can turn these ones off and then see the area of the other ones to see if they cover where they need to. So this circle here was covered by the middle fans where the torches are. So yes, these fans now do cover where they need to cover, which is exactly what we wanted. So I'm actually going to come out here, break this glass here. Also, if you use tinted glass, just know that no light will go through it. I probably should go in there and break those torches. No light is able to go through tinted glass, as well as you can break it with a pickaxe. But it is a little bit expensive. It uses a lot of amethyst. Luckily, in this pack, when you sieve, you get amethyst, which is really nice. Okay, so now that we go around here, we close all these up. And actually, there's a skeleton spawning out here, which is not what we want. I did not light up the outside. So if we press F7 here, as you can see, the outside is not lit up. So we're going to light this up just to make sure no mobs can spawn on the outside, but mobs can spawn on the inside. That's the goal. And let's see, we still have a little bit of spawning that can happen here, so we're going to go around and put some torches on these, and hopefully mobs will now spawn in there. So with the mobs spawning in there, you can't, they won't spawn while I'm standing here. We can hide all these areas. We need to have these fans turned on, so I need to make 8 levers. And we turn on all 8 of these fans. And we can make sure they're on by seeing the little animation of them spinning there, which is really nice. It makes my life a lot easier where I can like at least know that they're on. So now that this layer of the farm is done, there is still this upper layer here that we need to get figured out. Oh my gosh, I can't get through the hole. We need to get this upper layer figured out. So I do have F7 on, so I can see where the mobs can spawn. And as you can see right now, they can't spawn in this middle area, which is not ideal. We want them to be able to spawn throughout the whole entire farm. But the reason they can't spawn is because of this hole here. So what I'm going to quickly do is, while I was off camera farming for the feathers, 2 endermen spawned, and I was able to kill them with my sword, which, because it has looting 4 on it, I think. Yeah, looting 4. I was able to get, I think, 5 ender pearls. Yeah, 5 ender pearls. So what we're going to do is we're going to make an elevator. See if we can make a gray one. Maybe not right now, but we're just going to make a white one for now, which just takes wool and an ender pearl. So we're going to get 2. We got some shears. We're going to quickly go over. See, now that we have sheep, we can get wool easily. And we'll be able to make these elevators, which will allow us to traverse the farm much easier. So let's do this quickly. Oh, did not want to do that. And let's bring these. Actually, let me see if I can make. Let me see. Can I make? I think if I put this in the crusher, it will give me the dye. Let me see. Where's the crusher at? There, or the squeezer, sorry. Let's give it a couple jumps and hopefully it'll give me, maybe not. Oh. You have to crush it again. Maybe it doesn't work. That has worked in other packs, but I guess it does not work in this pack. So to get the dye, let's see how we can get gray dye. We need black and white, and to get black, ink sacs or mystical black petals. Yeah, so at this point, I do not think it's possible for us to get the gray dye, which kind of sucks, but it's okay. We can worry about that later. So we're gonna make just the normal white elevators. We're gonna need a little bit more wool, and luckily we should have some string here. And 4 string will make 1 wool. I just didn't want to go over and shear the sheep again. So now we have 2 elevators. These 2 elevators, I can take them back over here to the farm. Oh, you see there's some mobs there, and I forgot to turn on this fan. So the mobs are not being pushed into the mob mashers. But there you go, you saw the mob farm work there, which is really nice. And I'm gonna place this elevator here and this elevator here, and now we should be able to go up and down here. Oh, nice little enderman. Get a couple more ender pearls. Really nice. And so now we're able to go up and down here, but it also should make it to where this farm can now spawn throughout the entire thing. And I will show you here by closing this up. Oh, I do not want to fall in there. I also did not want to do that. So look, so mobs can now spawn in every area of this farm, which is really good. And actually, with the mobs spawning there, they're being killed down there without their items being picked up. So that's the next thing we should probably work on, is the storage system. Or at least the item collection. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to place this. Yeah, there's a lot of items. So I'm going to place this absorption hopper right here. And this hopper, I can hit show area and it will show us where it can pick up items from. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to move it. I don't know if that's moving it the right way. I think it is. Yeah, it's moving it up. One more. Yep. Okay, so it moved it up. And then not that way. Let's go east a couple blocks. Nope. And then we go, so it has to go west 3 blocks, I think? Yes. So it has to go west 3 blocks. And then it should pick up our items. I don't know why it's not picking them up. That is very interesting. Not quite sure. Oh, I forgot to activate my thing there. It might be because the lever is there. That is what I think it is. Because I think the lever's stopping it. It's turning it off. So I'm actually going to move these levers to the other side. Because I think yes, okay, that's what it was. The lever was giving a redstone signal in that block, stopping the vacuum hopper. So now the hopper should work, and it should pick up all the items that are being dropped from the mobs when they die. I need to just not go through that. Okay. So now we should be getting items, as you can see, and the vacuum hopper is picking them up. So, what we need to do now is set up this tank and a chest. So I'm actually going to set up the tank right here next to it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, I think this is south. We're going to put fluid. That is not south, it's north. Okay. So north we put fluid. And now it should be filling up the tank with XP, which is really nice. And what I'm going to do with that now is I'm going to take, we should have this diamond chest here that we used for storage. We will take this and put this on this side, right here, and set south to items, and it will now start pumping the items that the mobs drop into the chest, which is really nice. So now we have a collection system figured out, and now we can continue working on the farm up top. Actually, I'm going to see if I can get some more. Yes, we can. We can get some more wool here to get more elevators going. Because the more elevators we have, the easier it is to get in and out of that farm. Keep in mind this farm is very big and pretty resource heavy, so if you're trying to make this in your own world, it's going to be a little difficult. You're going to have to make it a little later, just like I did, because most people make their farms pretty early on. But once you do make it, it will drastically increase the amount of items you get, and the mob drop production will go crazy. So eventually I will be filtering out the mob farm, and it'll if you saw there was a shovel in there, like we're going to get rid of that. We're not going to need a shovel. But for now, we're not going to filter it because there's no need to now. We're just going to try and get as many items as we can. And okay, so we got 2 more elevators. And what I'm going to do with these is I'm going to get, oh, we already have it. Okay. So I'm going to set up an elevator for right here. I think it's this block right here. So I'm going to break that, place that, and there we go. Okay, so now we have an elevator up to the first floor of the farm, which is nice. And we can see that the mob farm on this level is working, but we need to now work on these extra floors up here. Okay, let me get it. So this floor is not anything for the mobs to spawn. It's just an observation room where we can see the mobs from this extra pit up here falling into the witch water, being transformed, and then dropping into the other farm. And then this area up here is actually a completely different area where the mobs will spawn to drop into the witch water. So what I'm gonna do here is actually maybe I'll get some blocks going here. So let me grab some blocks real quick. That way I'm not flying around trying to use my jetpack when it's so quick. I'll grab some dirt. And then I'm actually going to grab some extra redstone here also. And I'll show why I'm grabbing this extra redstone. And I will grab this chisel just to show you that as well. So let's go back up. And let's go up here. Okay, so now that we have this, we can put the dirt here in that fan. Not like that. We can put the fan like this. And actually, it seems like there's no lights here either, which I need to put lights on that. And I will have to do that as we move on as well. So this fan, if I hit show area, almost goes out all the way, but we need to actually put 2 of these in and then 2 of these in to make it fit the room correctly. So now that fan fits this room in entirety. So it's able to power and push any mobs that spawn in this room. So I'm actually going to break this dirt now. This fan is not needed right now. And I'm going to come over here and I'm going to show why I got the extra redstone. So this redstone will come out to here, and I'm actually going to take the chisel and I'm going to turn this extra cobblestone into this one, connect the textures, and we're going to make this little wall here, and we're going to put a lever right here, and it, oh, not there. Oops, I forgot to bring this up one. We're going to put the lever here now, and that should, maybe not. Does that not work? Huh. Okay, so I guess this doesn't work the way I wanted it to. I thought it was just going to power it. Since it can't, I'm just going to put the lever here, like you would normally. And now it works. So we're going to do the same thing with all of the sides here. We're going to break this torch, put this here. We're going to show area, put 2 in, put 3 in. Is it 2 or 3? No, it should be however many is in here right now. 2, I guess? Okay, so it is 2. And then we're gonna break the dirt. And we have to place the torches down. Shows how much I paid attention when I was lighting this place up, I guess. And we gotta come back down. Go up. Place this in. Make 1 more lever. That doesn't work because it's chiseled now. So we're going to make normal cobblestone again. I think we need 3 more levers. We're going to place the lever here. This needs a torch here. We're hide that area. We're going to hide that area. And we're going to do the same thing over here. So it's very repetitive with the fans, but trust me, if you do it right, it works. And it's like insane how well it works. Like I've tried this out. I've tested this mob farm so many times, and it works. Like it's a very good mob farm. And this one. I'm gonna place a torch here. Then that one's on. And last but not least, this guy here. So actually, it seems like I did my math wrong in the wrong direction. So I got too many upgrades. That's not a bad thing. But I could have saved resources. So don't be like me. If you're building this farm, build your math right. Use the little things that I said, like showing the area and everything to help you build your farm. Help understand what it needs to do. But yeah, so now these areas are all good. And if I actually fly up into here, it should push me all the way over to here, which is exactly what we want. We want it to push me into that. So now our mob farm should be fully working and fully operational. But there is one more thing we can do to upgrade it. But to do that, oh, the middle one is not on. Let me see what's wrong with that. Is the lever not on? Lever is off. That would be good to keep in mind. Make sure your mob spawners are on. So, we already got a good amount of resources. We got some ability totems, things like that. But one thing I'm going to use are these spider eyes to make the cursed soil. Cursed soil. This right here. So we need 3 buckets of fluid XP, which we have here being made, and we actually have 12. And I'm actually gonna go put a lot of this stuff away so I can clear up my inventory. So I'll be right back once I clear up my inventory. Alright, so I'm back. I cleared up my inventory a little bit. But now one thing that we need to do is we actually want to upgrade our mob farm. So the platform at the bottom is just this mossy stone here that we have, the mossy cobblestone paving. I actually want to make that into this cursed soil. So what I need to do is I need to get this cursed feed. And to make that we need seeds, bones, bone meal, spider eye, and rotten flesh, as well as 4 buckets of XP. So since this mob farm started going, we now have 24 buckets of XP here. So we're going to get 4. We're actually going to get 8 here. And then we're going to get our spider eyes, our gunpowder, our rotten flesh, and our bones. So this will allow us to take this crafting table on a stick that I made and make this cursed feed here, which will allow us to feed to our chickens. I'm actually going to make a couple more because we have enough here. Let's make 8 of them. That way I know, or we can at least try to have enough for the entire farm. And let's go feed this to our chickens here. So when we feed this to our chickens, it's actually going to make, I'm going to actually put these back here. When we feed this to our chickens, it's going to make them lay an egg, lay this cursed egg, or rotten egg here, right? So, we have a lot of chickens from me breeding them for the feathers. I'm actually going to fly in. And if I feed this to that chicken, it explodes, gives me a rotten egg. And I can do that over and over again with every single one of these feeds. And get more and more of these rotten eggs. So what these rotten eggs will do is they will turn a 5x5 dirt cube into a cursed soil. So if I look up soil here, there should be Oh, it's called Dreadful Dirt. That's what it's called in this pack. This Dreadful Dirt, which actually, what it does is it spawns hostile mobs. But you want to make sure that this next part in the description is really important. It will ignite if exposed to the sky. So you want to make sure that there's a roof over it at all times. And no matter what, even at a light level, like a light level of 5, it will, or a light level of 4, it will spawn mobs. So any above that, it will not. But in vanilla Minecraft, it has to be a light level of 0. So it makes the spawning a lot easier. And what we're going to do is we're going to do exactly the 5x5. I'm going to get my builder's wand here. That way, we can get as many as possible out of this. And I also got my old axe, which has silk touch on it. So I'm able to mine the Dreadful Dirt, which will allow me to go place it up top when I need to. So we have 5 there, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now I can place this in the middle, and it will get the Dreadful Dirt. And I mine it with the axe. And there we have 25 of it. So we're going to do that one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're going to do it until we are out of these eggs. And we're going to go place this when we have all of it. We're going to go place it up in the mob farm. And I need to go get more dirt. Probably should have grabbed as much as I could from my chest here. Let's get a good amount going. We got a nice bit of coarse dirt from me making all the dirt. And that's 3, 4, 5. Get the Dreadful Dirt. And mine it up. And we should be able to get one more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's that. Mine that up. Okay, so now that we have all of this, the cool thing about this Dreadful Dirt is that it even spawns mobs when you're next to it. So it's not required for you to have this like 25 blocks away for mobs to spawn thing that you normally would in a mod pack or in vanilla. It actually will spawn the mobs right in front of you, which is really nice. As long as it's dark enough, the mobs will spawn. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to mine all this out. And I'll actually be back when I'm done mining this out. So I'll see you guys then. Okay, so now that it's all mined out, we can now start placing this dirt in here. And look at that, it's instantly spawning mobs. Like, before I'm even, like, ready to do anything. And that's because the light level's so low, so I should probably start placing torches in here. Just to get all this light level set up. So I'm actually going to do that really quick too. I'm going to place torches up here to light this area so that mobs do not spawn while I'm up here. And then once I get everything set up, I will take those torches down and I will allow the mobs to spawn back up here. And they're still spawning, which is not what we want, but it's okay. And we already ran out of the dirt, so we need to make more now, which is fine. We can make more. I'm going to eat here. And I'm going to go take a cut really quick, and I'm going to make more dirt, and I will be back when I finish setting it up with the dirt. Alright, so I got some more Dreadful Dirt here, and I actually needed to turn the farm on during that cut there to get the Dreadful Dirt because I needed more XP. So that was a little hectic, almost died during that, but luckily we got it all worked out. We figured it out, and I'm gonna finish filling this farm up here. And I ran into one issue because this Dreadful Dirt works so well. We're actually filling up that chest below that we set up for the item storage. So what I need to do is I need to upgrade that chest. So, okay, this is going to be a little scary here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start removing the torches. Mobs are going to start spawning. this has to be done for them to spawn in the first place. And I'm gonna get out. Okay. That was not all of them. Okay, that should have been. Oh no! This is what I was saying. It's a little hectic when when all the mobs can spawn. Okay. So I should have gotten all the torches out of there. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna close this up. And now the mobs should all be able to spawn. And I'm gonna start pushing them in. Turn the fans back on. Also, another thing I've noticed is sometimes when the slime spawn, because of the dreadful dirt, they're able to phase through the glass. That's just a normal thing. It's because slimes have a very weird hitbox. So you're just gonna want to make sure that they, like, you're able to push them when they do spawn. Alright. So we got this working, and as you can see, the mobs are actually spawning while I'm standing here, which is a great thing for dreadful dirt. So the bottom part now is finished, and this is what I was saying. The chest has officially filled up. So we have some pretty nice items in here, some pretty nice ability totems. But the main thing is that we're going to start crashing the server with all of these mob drops in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly, before I upgrade the farm up top, I'm going to quickly come here, and I'm going to make another diamond chest. And let's see. Let's just do add sophisticated storage. Okay, so let's see. Is there a? Yeah, there's a basic to diamond. Okay, so we're gonna make a basic chest here. It's gonna be 8 planks. And then remember, the sophisticated storage chests require you to make a redstone torch when you're... Oh, I already have one there. Perfect. That works. They require you to use a redstone torch when you're making the chest. That way I can just know the difference between the chests. We're going to do basic to iron. We're going to need a torch. Iron, gold, diamond. Okay. Basic to iron. Basic to gold. And basic to diamond. Okay, so now we have a second diamond chest that we can put over there. But what I'm going to do on top of that is sophisticated storage has these things where if you open the chest, they have these little, like, slots up here, these 4 slots for the diamond chest. They actually allow you to make these upgrades here that you can place in them. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make these stack upgrades, and they go up to tier 5, but tier 5 takes netherite, which I do not have yet. So we sadly cannot do this, but we can make the tier 4 upgrades, which just take diamonds. So let's make those really quick. And I will go through how to make that right now. So we make an upgrade base, which is wood and iron. And I'm going to put this dirt back. Put these seeds back in there. I'm going to put these back. Hopefully we're done with the dreadful dirt. Hopefully that's enough. If not, we'll make more. But let's get some wood going. So we're going to do 16. Get some planks. Get some iron. And we're going to make... Let's see. Let's make 8 of these. And then we're going to make the stack upgrade 1, which just takes logs. So we're going to take the logs here, and we're going to make 4 of these. And then we have to make the 2, which just takes iron. It takes a good amount of iron, so just keep that in mind when you're making it, that you need to make sure you have the iron available, because each one takes 2 blocks. So in my case, I'm going to be making 4 or 8 blocks there. No, not that one. This one. And there we go. Unless I can Let me see if I can make it all the way. No, I can't. Okay, so let's just make it those 4. And now we put this iron back, and then we're going to make the gold one, which I'm assuming is the same recipe, so it's going to take 8 blocks of gold. I made 1 extra by accident. And now we got the 4 gold ones. And now we need to make the 4 diamond ones. So the diamond ones are also going to take 8 blocks of diamonds. If you have progressed as much as I have in the pack so far, you shouldn't have an issue with this. But if you're trying to do this earlier in the pack, just keep that in mind that you're going to need a good amount of resources for these upgrades. Okay, so these 4 I can keep in there for now. And then this, I'm actually going to upgrade here, like that. And I'm going to bring this chest over here. So I can mine this out. Put this there. Actually, I need to mine this. And I need to make sure that the 2 chests attach with each other, because I want them to be 1 chest. Okay, it's not wanting to attach, and I think I know why. I think it wants me to place it here. Let's see if that is the reason. I can't be shifting while I place it. There we go. Okay, so now I was able to place that. And now the item should be able to go in that double chest. Because the double chest should have more room. Yep, it does. And what we're going to do is we're going to play 2 in there. And it actually says only 2 stack upgrades can be placed in at once. So these upgrades are not needed. But I can actually do this. And if you see, the chest can now hold 16,000 items per slot. So it makes a lot of room in the chest available, giving me more time to upgrade storage later. Another thing I want to upgrade really quick before I go into the top part, because the top part's going to make the farm go even more crazy, is these Endermen tend to spawn and then teleport out. And luckily, Mob Utils thought about a way to fix this called the Ender Inhibitor. Okay, I have to do the active one. And it's just a really simple recipe, but it's really helpful when you have Endermans teleporting like that. So I'm going to quickly make that. It just takes an Eye of Ender, which I can make here. Then it takes a glowstone dust, a redstone dust, and a couple iron. And this inhibitor, what it does is it will prevent the Enderman from spawning with in like an 8-block radius around it. So I'm just gonna put it down at the bottom of the farm there, and the Endermen that fall here should not be able to teleport away. It will prevent them from teleporting now. So now they should just sit in there and die. That way I don't have to keep going around killing them like I am here. Because I would prefer to not have random Endermen wandering my base. So, now that this is all figured out, we will head back up into the farm. You can see all this going. And there's still Endermen up here, so I might add more of those Enderman inhibitors off camera up here so that the Enderman cannot teleport away up here. And that way, it just declutters the base a little bit. Because having these Endermen, first of all, they're very loud, as you can probably hear. Extremely loud. Very annoying. And they just aren't fun. So, I'm going to go and turn off these fans up here. And we're going to hope we have enough of this soil here. If not, we're gonna have to be making more, which I need to light this up. Alright, so it looks like I'm definitely going to need to make more of this. So I will probably cut after I finish this one chamber and go make more of this dirt again. That way I can at least show what this chamber does. So this chamber here, it's meant to spawn mobs just like the other chamber below. But what it does is it will push the mobs into this witch water here. Now let me activate it. It will push the mobs into that witch water, transforming them into different mobs. So, things like the slimes are not a good example, but that skeleton, prime example. It got turned into a wither skeleton and fell all the way down the farm and was able to now die at the bottom of the farm, which has the potential to give me a wither skeleton skull, which is exactly what I want. I think I saw slime outside of the farm. Yeah, I did. So I'm going to kill this, and I'm going to actually cut here again to go make more of that soil. So I'll be back once I do that. Okay, so I went ahead and I got all the dreadful dirt set up on the upper levels, and I realized that I did not make this right. I had to make it 3 wide. So just make sure when you're making it, you make it 3 wide so the big slimes can fall through it. But other than that, this is now working pretty well. Like I said before, the slimes might spawn outside of the glass. That's not something you can really solve unless you make the glass too wide. Then they will hopefully spawn inside of the area, but I'm not going to worry about that too much because having all those slimes to me is not that big of an issue. Also, with this upper chamber with the witch water, you will notice that the cave spiders, when they get transformed, they do stop. And they will sit in the witch water like this. I'm not sure if they will despawn. I'm hoping they will. If they do not despawn, next episode I will go over a way to kill them so it doesn't lag your servers or anything. I also, off camera, added all of the ender inhibitors around, so there's no more endermen teleporting all around the mob farm. They are now all contained within the farm, and they will sit and die inside the farm. While I was doing that, I realized our chest already filled up. So, this is not a good sign. And what happened is it filled up with all this armor and all these bows. While, like, that's because they all have different MBT datas, so, like, I can remove all these bows and, like trash them all. But over time, it's going to fill back up again with the bows. Actually, let me see if there's a noise suppression here. So now all those noises are gone from all of the deaths. They were so loud. So what I'm going to do for now is just remove a lot of these like bows and stuff. The stuff that has like all this individual MBT data. That way we have a little bit more inventory space in here. But I will need to filter it out. And the way for me to do that is there should be upgrades to filter it. So I'm going to look into doing that in between episodes. That way I can not have to deal with all of this and have to do all of this every single time I get into the mob farm, because that is a lot of bows and swords and things like that. But yeah, I cleared it up a little bit. I think it's good for now. I did notice that we got 2 flight totems, which is really cool, and I'm actually going to use one of these to show you guys what it does. So I put that on. And now, if I want to take my jetpack off, that gives me creative flight, which is really, really nice. So this jetpack that we made, I guess earlier this episode technically, is now now useless. But I can still use it in the aspect of if I want to turn it on, I can fly horizontally much faster than I normally would, which is really cool. So I can still have it and still use it. So, one last thing I'm going to do before I end this episode is these mob masters down here. Now that I have creative flight, I can just sit down here and look at them. These mob masters, you're able to put upgrades in them, which is really nice. And some of the upgrades are really, really useful. Like this one, the beheading one, and this one, the sharpness one. They're all really useful, and you can actually have a max of 10 in each one. So what I'm going to do is we have 3 mob masters. So I'm going to see if I can make 30 beheading and 30 sharpness. And if I can do that, that would be great. So what I need to do for the sharpness ones, I need 4 swords. Right, that's what it was, 4 swords? Okay, yeah. So 4 swords per, which means I need a lot. So I'm just going to fill my inventory with swords here. And I'm going to throw this out like that. And then we need redstone and gold nuggets. So I'm going to get this. I'm going to get as many gold nuggets as I can. Throw that over there. And then get redstone. And I'm going to make as many of those as I possibly could. And we're now going to make more swords again. And I'm going to make as many of these as I possibly can. So now we're at 11. So let's keep going and see how many we can get here. We're at 16. And 21. Okay, so we need 9 more. Need a little bit more iron. See, now we're at less than a stack of iron, which is not good. Okay, and I'm gonna make that. Okay, so now we're at 22. So now we only need 8 more, which means we only need 24 more swords. I'm going to do that. 20. Okay. That can go in there. That can go in there. Get those last 2 swords. Don't need that. I miscalculated, I guess. I guess I'm bad at math. I don't know. I thought I was decent, but I guess not. I need 8 now. And see, how did I end up with 31? Is it because the crafting station took some extra? I'm assuming that's what it was. We don't need 31, so I just wasted a little bit of iron there, which is, it's okay, whatever. And I'm gonna actually take this now over here, and each one of these is gonna get 10. And what that will do is it will make it to where they basically one-tap the mobs now. So it no longer has to sit there killing them, and they will just insta-kill the mob no matter what the mob is, and no matter what the mob's health is. Which is really nice. Also, because of the witch water, we now have 7 wither skulls, which is really, really nice and really good. It allows us to make withers whenever we need. Also, with the witch water, you will get these random slime drops here on the sides of your mob farm, because the slimes cannot survive that short fall. To get rid of that, you can use a absorption hopper, the same one that we did before, like for the bottom of the farm, and you will be able to just absorb all the mob drops through the wall, and they can be put in a chest if you want, or you can just trash them. I'm probably going to end up putting an absorption hopper there and just trash them all, because I'm probably not going to want to keep those slime balls or whatever is coming through there. Let's see how we're doing up top. Make sure there's no escapage. See if the spiders are still there. So it looks like the spiders do not despawn. So let's see if we can make at least one beheading upgrade per thing here. Because if we can make at least one, that would be nice. I'm getting a lot of slime spawn eggs from this sword. Let's see. Beheading. So we need a lot of iron. We need 6 iron helmets. See, it just took all my iron. I don't understand. I think that's because of the crafting station. Not the biggest fan of that. But I guess we'll figure it out, because I'm definitely going to have to do some sieving off camera here to get our iron back to what it was. And I need 6 more helmets. See, now I'm just going to put the gold back here because I don't want to waste it. And bam. Okay, so we got each one should have 2 beheading modules, which is really not too bad. I have to keep reminding myself that I have flight now. And these 2 beheading modules will give us a better chance to get just like wither skulls, but it will also give us like creeper heads, enderman heads, things like that. I already have like creeper heads, and so it'll give like skeleton skulls and some items that you would normally not get from a mob farm, just in the head department. So I think I'm gonna empty out some of these MBT items real quick, and then I'm gonna end this episode because we are going a little bit longer before the edit here, so I'd prefer to not have this episode be extremely long for you guys, and you guys can understand how to build this farm and try it in your own world if you need to. It's actually a really, really good farm. I strongly recommend making it. So, next episode, I will figure out a way to filter this. I will also probably show you guys a way to kill these spiders that will not die for some reason, or will not even go through. And once I do all that, we will probably go to the nether and figure out some nether stuff and some block automation. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. I thank you guys for watching. Really appreciate it. And if you guys enjoyed, please like and subscribe. I will see you guys in the next episode. Peace out.